Newsflash, guys. Don't hire people that are incompetent. We're going to be talking about St. Louis, man. Now, prayers to the people in St. Louis because there was a storm that hit and a tornado ripped through residential areas. It was devastating. 5 people died. But really, guys, it didn't have to be that way. These storms were expected. It was expected, folks. But guess what? The emergency management chief didn't sound the alarm. No, the non-binary they, them person didn't do that job. As a matter of fact, they weren't even at the building to sound the alarm. Oh no, they were apparently at some training session, luncheon, something like that, even though they actually knew the storm was coming. This doesn't make any sense, man. 5 people are dead because of the incompetence of this person. And now the St. Louis mayor, as of right now, has made this person find out because the they, them person is now on paid leave. And I believe this person, man, is going to be struggling to keep their job. Let's just be real, man. If I'm the mayor, I'm firing this person, man. I am firing this person. Let's get into it. Right over here, guys. Non-binary St. Louis emergency management chief on leave after not sounding tornado alarm, which didn't work anyway, leaving 5 dead. So you mean to tell me, guys, that not only did she not even try to sound the alarm, but it didn't work? And a storm was coming? It did not work and a storm was coming? Really? Yeah, this is the incompetent clown right here. Says here, a Missouri emergency management chief has been placed on leave after tornado warning sirens failed to be activated during last week's severe weather incident that resulted in the deaths of 5 people. Sarah Russell, commissioner of the city emergency management agency in St. Louis, was not at the SEMA building to activate the alert system when the National Weather Service indicated that a tornado had touched down. Instead, Russell gave an ambiguous order to the fire department to activate the button. It was later determined that the button was never pressed, nor did it work, authorities said. They were so incompetent, man, they didn't even make sure that that button even worked. The SEMA main building and the fire department both have tornado alert buttons that are meant to be activated, activate the system of 60 outdoor sirens stationed around St. Louis. Investigators said the button at SEMA worked. St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer ordered a probe into the siren failure immediately after the incident, which resulted in Russell being placed on administrative leave Tuesday. According to Spencer's office, the commissioner was at an off-site workshop with emergency management staff about a half-mile away from the main building when the NWS issued the tornado warning, CBS News reported. Russell contacted the fire department to activate the sirens, but did not provide a clear directive, the mayor said. Wow. In a call recording released by the mayor's office, Russell briefly mentioned being aware of the NWS warning and asked a person at the fire department, quote, "Okay, you got the sirens?" The person replied, "Yes, ma'am." And the call ended. What? That's it? Quote, "The direction was not clear," Spencer said at a Wednesday press conference, adding, "It's my understanding that the button was not pushed. Even if the button was pushed, city officials learned Tuesday that it was out of commission." What? Out of commission. When did they actually know that this thing didn't work? Wow. Work to repair the button began Tuesday afternoon and is expected to be completed within days, the mayor's office said per CBS. Fire department personnel will be stationed at the SEMA office 24/7 to activate the system if needed. Wow. Russell, who identifies as non-binary and uses they, them pronouns, has been the SEMA commissioner since 2021, according to Russell's LinkedIn page. Russell was described as a social media expert and consultant for several departments and organizations as they look to engage in social media for local government or emergency response purposes. Yeah. Well, this person now may be out the job. Let's look at this clip right here, guys.
Emergency Management Commissioner Sarah Russell from a recent news conference. Mayor Spencer taking the action against Russell pending the outcome of an investigation into the actions of Russell's office last Friday, the day of that tornado. Part of that investigation is the failure of those sirens to sound. The mayor's office revealing that the SEMA staff, including Russell, were not in the SEMA office last Friday, despite the anticipated storms. Instead, they were at a workshop at another downtown building. As a result, Russell and her staff could not activate the sirens themselves. Rather, Russell had to contact the fire department. Spencer says there was a communication breakdown at that point, and the directive to activate the sirens was ambiguous in the mayor's words. Spencer also revealing that during a test of the sirens yesterday, it was determined that the button to sound the sirens at the fire department is not working. Repairs on that are already underway. Spencer's office releasing audio from the call between Russell and a fire department dispatcher.
So you got the tornado warning. I think that it said it goes till 2:35.
Okay. The one that we just got is 17. It says 15:15. But if you said up to 3:45,
maybe I got the numbers backwards.
17.
Yeah, 3:15. 3:15. Got it.
Okay.
You got the sirens.
Yes, ma'am.
Ultimately, though, those sirens did not sound. Spencer saying in a statement, SEMA exists in large part to alert the public to dangers caused by severe weather, and the office failed to do that in the most horrific and deadly storm our city has seen in my lifetime. The mayor going on to say, Commissioner Russell has served our city for years and is a person of goodwill, but I cannot move on from this without providing accountability and ensuring that our emergency management is in trusted hands. Spencer says...
Yeah, so you guys saw that right there. This is the person right here that probably caused the death of 5 people because the alarms never sounded. Now, in this other clip right here, man, this is, I believe, a NBC News clip. And this one guy says he's been all over the world. And he says he's been to war-torn areas. And that's exactly what it looked like. Check this out.
Team exists to alert the community when severe weather is coming. This office failed to do that in the most horrific and deadly storm that our city has experienced in my lifetime.
St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer says that word of possible tornadoes came Friday afternoon. But the city's emergency officials didn't push the button to sound the outdoor warning sirens because they were out of the office at a workshop.
There was human error. There was a failure to do testing. There was a host of things that went wrong here that resulted in the failure to get the emergency management system, the siren system, working that day.
The tornado was a mile wide when it went through residential neighborhoods of St. Louis, packing winds of more than 150 miles an hour. 5 people were killed. These are some of the more than 3,000 buildings damaged, according to the mayor. The tornado hit the ground and carved a path of destruction over 20 miles long.
Wow.
This cannot happen when a tornado is ripping through our community.
Mayor Spencer put the city's head of emergency management, Sarah Russell, on paid leave and launched an investigation.
Would lives have been saved if those sirens would have sounded?
It's hard to say. The siren system is designed to really alert people outside, and it didn't do that. And, at the end of the day, that was a failure.
This local failure comes at a time when staffing at National Weather Service offices across the country have decreased dramatically and leave warning systems stretched thin.
I can say that if there's a problem there, we will mobilize immediately again to ensure that the system and the backup system are in place, working and working well.
I've covered wars on 3 continents, and the destruction here reminds me of what I've seen on those front lines, homes and buildings completely destroyed. The mayor tells me the city desperately needs federal aid to repair and rebuild what's estimated to be over $1 billion in damages.
Wow. Man. So you saw that right there, man. You saw that right there. I don't think she's going to have a job much longer. I really don't. And she shouldn't. This was pure incompetence, folks. 5 people dead, man. Absolutely astonishing, man. Gonna leave right there, guys. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.